Okay, hello dear students. Now till our last class we have completed till question number 5. Yes, where question number 6 and question number 4 were provided to you as your homeworks. And many of you have already submitted your homework, so that's very good. But still many of you are still there who needs to submit their homeworks. Okay, so we'll do the continuation of the exercise questions of chapter 3. So over here we are with the 7th question. Okay, so what is the 7th question? It is, what is the mass of, first one is, for 1 mole of nitrogen atom. Now before I write the solution for this, remember this formula. Okay, I gave you while explaining as well. 1 mole of anything, okay, just write down the formula. 1 mole of any substance is equal to its molecular mass of that substance in gram. Okay, remember this. Remember this formula. I gave you this formula while explaining the mole concept. Again I am telling you, 1 mole of any substance is equal to the molecular mass of that substance in gram. Okay, so this is very important. So you remember this. Now once we know this, it's easy. Now what they are asking, what is the mass of 1 mole of nitrogen atom? They are asking for 1 mole. And we know 1 mole of anything is equal to its molecular mass. So over here your answer will be 1 mole of nitrogen atom is equal to its atom. Yes, so instead of molecular mass, he will write atomic mass. Since it's an atom, okay, it's not a molecule, so we'll write atomic mass of nitrogen atom. And what is the atomic mass of nitrogen atom? It is 14. Now the unit, it should not be U, it should be gram. So what is the mass of 1 nitrogen atom? Sorry, 1 mole of nitrogen atom? It is 14 grams. And the next one again is B. Okay, 4 moles of aluminium atom. Okay, so over here they are talking about atom. So before knowing what will be the mass for 4 moles, you should know what will be the mass for 1 mole. Okay, so while you write your answer, first you will write 1 mole of aluminium is equal to, what is the atomic mass of aluminium atom? I won't write every time atomic mass. Okay, just understand 1 mole of anything is equal to its atomic mass or its molecular mass. So atomic mass of aluminium is 27 grams. Okay, so therefore 4 mole of aluminium is equal to 4 into 27. If 1 is equal to this much, 4 will be equal to 4 multiplied to that number. Yes, and your answer will be 108 grams. Okay, so this is how we are solving this one. Now let's move to number C. That is 10 moles of sodium sulfite. So students, number C, that is 10 moles of sodium sulfite. Okay, now nitrogen and aluminium, they were atoms, so it was equal to their its atomic mass. Yes, over here it's sodium sulfite, which is a molecule. So you are supposed to find out for 10 moles, but before you need to know for 1 mole. So 1 mole of sodium sulfite will be equal to its molecular mass. Yes, molecular mass of sodium sulfite. So 10 moles will be equal to 10 into molecular mass of sodium sulfite. So we are just solving it. 10 into, we are finding out the molecular mass of sodium sulfite. So there are 2 atoms of sodium, so 2 multiplied to the atomic mass of sodium, 23 grams. Again 1 atom of sulfur, so 1. We are multiplying it to the atomic mass of sulfur, that is 32 grams. Again addition, there are 3 atoms of oxygen, so 3, and we are multiplying it to the atomic mass of oxygen, that is 16 grams. So doing our calculation, we get the value of 1260 grams. That means 1260 grams. So 10 moles of sodium sulfite is equal to this many grams. Okay, that is the mass. So now student, it comes to question number 8. Now in question number 8, we are asked to convert it to mole. Okay. gram is given, you are supposed to convert it to mole. Now we can do it in a lengthy way, or we can use our formula that I gave you in the class in which I solved the index exercise, last index exercise. Yes, so over there I gave you the formula. So what was the formula? Number of moles is equal to given mass divided by molecular mass. Yes, if you remember, I gave you this formula. Number of moles is equal to given mass by molecular mass. So over here also you are just supposed to find out the number of moles. That means you have to convert it to moles. So we can use that formula in this case. So will you be using that formula only? Now in my question, what is the given mass of oxygen? Given mass that will be taken as small m is 12 grams. Yes, of oxygen gas. Remember, when it is said oxygen gas, that means the elemental form of oxygen, that is O2. Okay, so oxygen gas. Now what is the molecular mass? Molecular or molar mass of oxygen gas is how much? 2 into for O2 gas. Okay, 2 into what is the atomic mass of oxygen? It is 16 grams. Simple. I am taking the 2, multiplying it to 16, that is the atomic mass of oxygen. So it is equal to 32 grams. Yes. Now we have to convert it moles. So therefore number of moles of oxygen gas is equal to, let this one be capital M. Okay, let this one be capital M. So instead of writing the whole wording, I will just write the words given mass divided by molecular mass. So what is the given mass? 12. So what is the molecular mass? It's 32. So by doing our calculation, we get 0.375. Okay. So therefore 12 gram of oxygen gas is equal to 0.375 moles. Okay. This is the number of moles. So unit is moles. So 12 gram of oxygen gas is equal to how many moles? 0.375 moles. Okay, over here simply we are just using the formula. So next is 20 gram of water. So same thing. First write down what is given. So the thing that is given, that is given mass of water. Okay, that is H2O, that is small m. Okay, we are considering the given mass as small m, that is 20 grams. Now, what do you have to find out? You have to find out the molecular mass of water. So, that is capital M. It will be equal to how much? We have to calculate, yes. So, 2 into atomic mass of hydrogen, that is 1, plus 1 into 16. Yes. So, these are grams. So, 2 gram plus 16 gram, it's equal to 18 grams. Okay. If you don't understand my handwriting in the video, you can let me know, okay? So, molecular mass of water, that is capital M, is found to be 18 grams. So, therefore, number of moles, it's equal to small m divided by capital M. Small m is 20 divided by 18. Yes, gram already cancelled. So, while doing this cancellation, you will get an answer as 1.11, okay? Right now I am writing this answers directly, but you all have to do the division, okay? In order to get the correct answer, make sure you do the division. You can make it smaller as well. You can make there 10 and this one is 9, so you can divide 10 by 9. Now therefore, 20 gram of water, that is H2O, is equal to 1.11 moles of water. Okay? So that is number B. Now we have number C as well. Let's move to that one. So students, here is the number C, 22 grams of carbon dioxide. Same as the before one, yes? So write down what is given mass. Given mass of carbon dioxide. Now I won't write the word of carbon dioxide, I'll write the formula. And for carbon dioxide, the formula is CO2. Okay, so the mass is small m. Since it's a given mass, how much? 22 grams. Next, you need to find out the molecular mass. So, molecular mass of carbon dioxide that will considered as capital M, it's equal to 1 into 12 grams, that is the atomic mass of carbon. Now we are changing the atom, so plus 2 into the atomic mass of oxygen, that is 16 grams, so that is 12 gram plus 32 grams. So your answer comes out as 44 grams. Okay, so that is the molecular mass of carbon dioxide. So therefore, number of moles is equal to small m by capital M. My small m is 22, my capital M is 44. Okay. Now some of you must be confused like why I am not writing the grams. Even if I write the grams, they will be cancelled. Yes, they are the same unit. So I am just not writing it. Okay. So it's very easy to cancel. Yes, it will be equal to how much? This is 1, this is 2. 1 by 2 is equal to 0.5. So therefore, 22 gram of carbon dioxide is equal to 0.5 moles of carbon dioxide. Okay. So this is the solution for question number 8. Now let's move to question number 9. Okay, student, here is the question number 9. Now over here again you are supposed to find out the mass from the moles. Okay. So there is a very simple formula that we can use. Otherwise I can elaborately explain you. Okay. So mass. Okay. That is given mass M will be equal to number of moles multiplied to its molecular mass. This is one formula. Given mass. Okay. That is M is what? Given mass. Okay, what a mass that we require to find out. Number of moles. Capital M will be molecular mass. Okay, so we can simply use this formula. I'll solve this one in both the ways, so you see which one is more easier for you all. Okay, so let's solve. So before using this formula, let me know. Let me use the formula first. So number of moles of oxygen atom, yes, that is small n. I want you to write the formula first. I'll rub it. Okay, so write down the formula. Moles of n is equal to how many? 0.2 moles. Yes, this is given over here. Now molecular mass of oxygen atom is, it's an atom. It does not have a molecular mass, but it has a atomic mass. So atomic mass is how much? 16 grams. So therefore, mass of oxygen atom or mass of 0.2 mole oxygen atom is equal to, what was it? It was N into, this is capital M, okay? This is capital M, this is small m. N into capital M. So N is 0.2 into how much? 16 grams. So when you will multiply these two numbers, you will get your answer as 3.2 grams. So therefore, the mass of 0.2 mole oxygen atom is this much. Okay, so this is by using the formula. Now the next one I'll show you, not directly using the formula, but of course using the formula only. Now we know you can write OR, okay, either in that way or either in this way. This is OR. Now we know 1 mole of oxygen atom is equal to its atomic mass. Yes, that is 16 grams. So therefore 0.2 mole oxygen atom is equal to 16 into 0.2 gram. Okay, the unit will be gram. So this is 3.2. Okay, same. If you find that one simpler, you can do that style, or if you like this one, you can do like this one. Okay, so both are same only. Over there we are directly using the formula. Over here we are just using the same formula but in a different way. Okay, so this is the answer for number A. Let's move to number B. So here is the number B, 0.5 mole of water. So I am not using the formula, I will use the other one. because it helps me to remember that 1 mole of anything is equal to its molecular mass. Okay, so write down 1 mole of water is equal to its molecular mass. What is the molecular mass? 2 into 1 gram plus 1 into 16 grams. That is equal to 18 grams. Yes. So therefore 0.5 mole of water is equal to 0.5 into 18 grams. Okay. If 1 mole is this much, 0.5 of that particular substance will be what? Just multiply that number with that molecular mass. So over here I get my answer as 9 grams. Okay. So that means 0.5 mole of water contains 9 gram of water. So now students, there is question number 10. Now question number 10 is asking why initially oxygen was taken as a standard for defining various atomic mass unit. Now if you remember the definition of atomic mass unit, it was defined by taking the standard of carbon. Yes, carbon 12. But initially when they were talking or developing this atomic mass unit, they referred to take oxygen. Okay, and the reasons why they wanted to take this are given below. Okay, the first reason was oxygen reacted with a large number of elements and formed compound. Okay, this was the first reason. And secondly, its atomic mass unit gave masses of most of the elements as whole number. Okay, that means while taking oxygen as a standard, the atomic masses of other elements were obtained as a whole number, so it was considered initially. Okay, but afterwards there were some defects, so because of which it was not used and carbon 12 was used. Okay, but for your answer you need to write these 2 points. So pause the video, write down this answer. Okay, and after this we'll move to question number 11. So here is question number 11. So what does the question number 11 says? Why was Dalton's atomic theory modified when the structure of atom was known properly? So I've given you the answer, but before, when I was teaching you the Dalton's atomic theory, I told you that Dalton was the first person to have a study of atom. Yes. So the theory that he gave, it was the very first theory. But after that, many scientists came into this field and they had their study about atom. Okay. And they studied and discovered the structure of atom. And from where they came to know that atom is not the smallest particle. Okay, it is not the smallest particle, but it's again made of some more particles. Majorly, we'll consider electrons and protons. Okay, that means atoms are not smallest particle. Yes. So, in Dalton's atomic theory, he said that atom is the most smallest particle which cannot be further divided. That means they are indivisible. But many years after that, scientists came to know that no, atoms are divisible. They can be again further divided into electrons, protons, neutrons, photons. There are many, okay, but for us, we just need electrons and protons. So because of that reason, Dalton's atomic theory was again modified after the discovery or the study of the structure of atom. And in the structure of atom, we came to know about electrons and protons. So this is your answer. Okay, so note it down in your notebooks. We'll be studying about electrons and protons in our next unit. So students, here we are with the last question for today. Okay, the rest left out questions will be done on Saturday. So let's see the last question for today. That is question number 12. Atoms are insignificant in size, but still we are very much concerned about them. Why is it so? Now, yes, it's very true. If something that is very small in size, we actually don't care about that. Yes, like if a very small piece of paper falls down on the floor also, like you don't care to pick it up. Yes, it's a very small piece, let it be there. Yes, but atoms are not like that. Even though they are very small that we cannot even see them, but still we need them. We are so much concerned about it because everything that is there in this universe, it's because of atoms. Okay, we are living because of atoms. We are made up of atoms actually. Yes, right now it's summers. Yes, you are feeling hot. You need your air condition. You need your fan. Yes, you need electricity. From where you are getting? Because of the atoms which contains electron. Okay, so one way or the other, atoms are the reason that we have everything in this world. Okay, so that is the reason why we are so much concerned about atoms. atoms. Okay, so whether you study physics, whether you study chemistry, whether you study biology, everywhere you will find atoms. Okay, so that is why atoms are important. So I have just written up in a small way why atoms are important. Okay, because in this whole entire world is made up of atoms, and wherever we go, whatever we do, everything is being affected by the presence of these atoms. Okay, so that is done for today's class. Now in Saturday's class, we'll be completing the exercise questions of this unit.